feel like I'm just the icing on this cake. I really want to thank Killer Michael for everything that he does and the fact that he is using his cachet to do this daggone thing, doing it again with Senator Bernie Sanders, because there is only one. Now, being similar is not the same. I don't know why you would take any of the copies, baby, when you can have the original. Come on, somebody. We got a whole bunch of copies. But the original came out in 2015 and said, if ain't nobody else gonna stand for the people, I will stand for the people. Come on. That's real. See, it's easy for all these other folks to come on, now that he done did all the hard work, all the heavy lifting. Yeah. Now all of a sudden they got a clue. And they fine people. I mean, that's what my senator would say. They all fine people. That's what he would say. He would also say some of them are my friends. That's what he would say. But this is a competition.
We gonna win.
This is a competition of ideas. But more importantly, this is a competition to determine who is talking mess and who's actually going to execute. And Senator Bernie Sanders doesn't say one thing on the debate stage and another thing when he gets off the stage. Come on, somebody. We can roll all kinds of tape. See, I want them to compare records. Hashtag roll the tape, hashtag receipts. Because we got all the receipts dating back to the 1960s. Come on, somebody. And some people want to say history doesn't matter, but ATL, I know you know that history matters. Senator Bernie Sanders as a student fighting against segregation at the University of Chicago, president of CORE. Come on, somebody. What were those other candidates doing if they were born? And then the ones who weren't born. Let me just talk about them for a minute. When you can't even take care of the needs of black folks in your own city. When a black woman says to you over the shooting of a black man in your city, and the black community comes together to tell you how frustrated they are, how sick and tired they are of being sick and tired. And then they say to you, I'm not going to vote for you for president. And you say to this black woman, I didn't ask you for your vote. I don't think you are in any position to be the president of the United States of America. To quote my senator. But what they do not have is the authenticity. What they do not have is the courage and the conviction to stand in season and out of season, whether it's popular or not popular. And what Senator Sanders has that conviction. What we need, sisters and brothers, at this moment in time, this is a moment of transcendence. And all of us conscious-minded folks, be we black or white or brown or indigenous, gay, straight, Jew, Gentile, atheist, Christian, R&B, rap, rock and roll, a little country, a little gospel. Whatever you identify, Senator Bernard Sanders is committed to a type of transcendence in this nation that there is no other candidate quite committed the same way. We don't need half measure. When people are suffering, they need to know somebody's going to go all the way. So for folks who already got it all, for folks who don't have to worry about where their next meal comes from, for folks who are comfortable in a job that they have, for folks who don't have to worry about whether or not their employer changes their health care, for folks who live in communities that are not plagued with environmental racism or environmental injustice, for folks who are already doing mighty fine. When Senator Bernard Sanders talks about Medicare for all, maybe that's too radical for you, but for the working day people in this nation, it is right on time. David said he's going to bring the whole force and full weight to take care of Mother Earth through his Green New Deal. Come on. And folks want to ask, well, he's reaching too high or dreaming too big. We only have one Mother Earth, sisters and brothers, just one. And as humanity, our arrogance has caused the trauma that Mother Earth is in right now. And just as she was traumatized on purpose, we can un-traumatize her on purpose. We need a financial commitment to it. So Senator Sanders' Green Deal is right on time. Yeah. If you worry about your babies being able to go to college and being able to afford for them to go to college, if you want to look into their eyes and say, baby, you can truly grow up to be anything that you want to be. And if college is your pathway, I don't have to sit you down at the kitchen table and talk to you about how I can't afford to send you to college. We have a leader, Senator Bernard Sanders, where babies won't be judged by their zip code or who their parents are online. He's right on time. So you got Democrats on the stage that want to play with these things. There's only one candidate that's telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and it's right on time. This is a competition of ideas. Now, one of my favorite basketball players, with the exception of King James, but let me go on back down memory lane for Gen X, was Michael Jordan. And MJ had many friends on other teams. But when they stepped on the court, it was competition time. We can be friends and we can shake hands and we can hug after the competition. But right now, this is a competition of ideas. And Senator Bernard Sanders has set, as Killer Mike laid out, the Democratic Party wouldn't even have an agenda if it were not for a man who was bold enough, brave enough, courageous enough to tell the system you are wrong. And the working class people of this country, you deserve better than what you are getting. And this is not about begrudging anybody from having wealth. Wealth is a beautiful thing, but what we are fighting against is unfettered greed on the backs and the necks of everybody else in this country to make a few folks wealthy. He's not radical, he's right on time. And so in order for us to have this transcendence, sisters and brothers, that we need not only in this country, but in this world, we need you and 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 all of us to unite, because only all that we love is on the line. That's all. Nothing too big, just all that we love. And we are never going to be in quite the synergistic moment that we are in right now. Killer Mike, Eugene Debs, 100 years ago, we are never, nobody in here, no matter how young you are, got another 100 years. We will never capture this kind of moment quite like this, where we have somebody that understands that all of his ideas and his vision cannot be put forward unless he brings forth millions of his closest friends all across this country. And that is what Senator Bernard Sanders is standing for. That is what he has always stood for. Instagram, Snapchat. If there's something else they invented that I don't know about that too. But let me tell you something. Ultimately, it is person to person. See, we just can't be social media soldiers. See, some people think this battle is going to be won on social media. No, it's going to be won door by door, phone call by phone call. That's really how it's going to be won. Social media can enhance it, but social media is an artificial world. There is nothing that takes the place of old-fashioned talk to your neighbor, reason with your neighbor, tell your neighbor why you support Senator Bernard Sanders. That is it, and that's all. So we can't just have social media champions. We need people who actually going to get out there and do the real work. That's it, and that's all. So I want to close with a quote from Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. Many of you have seen me in action and rallies because I can keep this, I'm feeling all kinds of ways right now. What I am saying to you is that all of those candidates, they okay. Well, some of them. But if you want real transcendence for yourself and for future generations, then it's Senator Bernard Sanders. The rest of these folks are playing games. The Congresswoman Barbara Jordan said these words. What the people want is very simple. They want an America as good as its promise. It is not too much to ask for the legal justice system to now be a real justice system. It's not too much to ask that teachers in this country are not treated like second and third class professions and that we pay them a living salary. It's not too much to ask. It's not too much to ask to follow the lead of the nurses. And when they say we need Medicare for all, damn it, they mean we need Medicare for all. It's not too much to ask to have the criminal justice system that treats black folks, particularly black men, and increasing numbers of black women, and I'm talking to my white sisters and brothers now, that the fate of fighting structural racism is not just a fight for African American folks, it is a fight for all folks. It's a man better. Black people can't even be safe in their own homes. We're going backwards. We need a candidate who's going to appoint an attorney general that when there is police violence, when there is a police shooting, that the Department of Justice will investigate that. That is not too much to ask. It's not too much to ask. To put ourselves in the position of our sisters and brothers on the southern border, to say that by the grace of God, there go I, and other immigrants in this nation who are black, who are brown, who are white, that we are in this together, and if we don't stand up for our immigrant sisters and brothers, when we are faced with atrocities, there will be nobody to stand up for us. It is not too much to ask. So Senator Sanders is going to do away with private prisons and detention camps. Come on, somebody. We must be committed to standing up for what is just, what is right, and what is good. And sisters and brothers, we got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You see, our mission is so high, we can't get over it. And our mission is so low, we can't get under it. And our mission is so wide, we can't get around it. It is the we. See, titles are really good. They get your phone calls returned. Titles are good. They get you in the room. Sometimes people get in the room and they forget why they're there. Titles are good, sisters and brothers, but purpose is better. And Senator Bernie Sanders is a purpose-driven public servant who, in the words of FDR, when he said, "Judge me by my enemies," in the 21st century vernacular, Senator Sanders has said, "Judge me by my haters," and I've listed them all on my website. Come on, somebody. Judge me. Judge me. But you know what the elites fear the most? They fear a people-powered revolution. They fear you. They understand that transcendence is upon us and that Senator Sanders can't be bought and sold. That he has raised his money one grassroots dollar at a time by people just like you in the ATL. His only special interest, to quote Killer Mike, his only special interest is you. That is the kind of servant that you want. So we need you, sisters and brothers. It's good when the choir gets together. We got to be reaffirmed. We need to pour into you. Come on up here, Killer Mike. We got to pour into you. But we cannot do this without you. And we don't want you to get discouraged. Don't listen to the talking heads. When the polls are up, they right, and when they down, who gives it? We don't even pay attention to them. They don't matter. Well, what I'm saying, never get too high, never get too low. Stay focused. Keep your eye on the prize. The ultimate poll is what happens on election day. That is the ultimate measure. And only you can set the stage for what happens on election day. We are going to have true revolution in this country. We are going to have true transcendence in this country. And we are going to rise. I need you to put one hand up for yourself and one hand up for somebody else. Dr. Maya Angelou once said, have the courage to stand up for yourself and the courage to stand up for somebody else. And with these hands, we will have Medicare for all. With these hands, we will legalize marijuana. With these hands, we will reform the criminal legal system that is unjust. With these hands, women will get their whole damn dollar. And with these hands, come on up here, Dr. Julie. Come on up here. Come on up here. Come on up here. And with these hands, we will elect Senator Bernard Sanders, the 46th President of the United States of America.
I think I'm gonna give $27 more. It cannot be, and I know it's the end, but we gonna still hang out, have some drinks, talk some shit. It cannot be understated the counsel that a leader keeps. And when people ask me, why are you still with Sanders 4 years later? The first thing I say before I talk about policy, before I talk about the influences that have affected he and me, people such as, not limited to, Eugene Debs and Martin King, I talk about a woman who was one of the people who introduced me into his campaign, was one of the people who welcomed me and taught me how to do this stumping thing. I've seen her dig ditches, get in the trenches, and work right there with people. I've seen her lied on. I've seen her talked about. I've seen her maligned. I've seen her pick herself up, dust herself off, and shine, shine, shine. So I want to ask you, all electors aside, all males aside right now, the woman of the hour, the woman who keeps me in this campaign, who lets me understand that the principles are in action, because she is a co-chair of this campaign and determines this part of the rudder that determines where this vote goes. Let's please show our Georgia and Atlanta appreciation for former Senator of Ohio, current campaign co-chair, Nina Turner. When you are truly a leader, you are not intimidated by other leaders. You welcome their leadership. Every person in this room, like Nina, is a leader of a tribe of people. You have 10 friends that need convincing. You have 10 friends that need convincing. You have 10 friends. You have 10 friends. You have 10 friends. It is our job to make sure when we come back in 2020, it's standing room only. This shit better look like a Supreme store on Thursday. Love you, everybody.